Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Net Crochet Tejido. In this video I'm going to teach you how to knit this beautiful fern leaf motif in the round. I showed you already how to do in the flat, top down, bottom up, and this one is top down in the round, and in the next video I'm going to show you bottom up in the round. Just in case you're doing a project, you have the choice to use this motif depending on what you're doing. It's very easy to do. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material you're gonna need to make it. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and click on the little bell, that way you get notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my videos in Spanish and English. If you're receiving a Spanish video and you want to see in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you'll find the English version in there. Remember, I upload my video Wednesdays and Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning in Spanish and 9 o'clock in the morning in English. For this motif, I'm gonna use this leftover yarn from Loose and Thread Impeccable medium 4, 100% acrylic. The color is soft rose, and this ball used to have 128 grams, so I used the leftover. I'm gonna use these SS red circular chiagu. They are the 9 inches 23 centimeter. They are the US 7 4.5 millimeter. They are very short, very little. Since I'm gonna do just one repetition of the motif, I don't need to have that much stitches, so these are perfect for that. These are the ones for socks and those tiny little work. I'm gonna use this row or round counter to count the round and to mark the beginning and end of the round, and another stitch marker to mark the end of the motif, because I'm only gonna do one and the rest will be just regular net stitches. Before I did these two top down and this one bottom up, so we're gonna do the top down circular. So I done in the flat. Now I'm gonna show you top down circular and then after bottom up circular, just in case you're doing a project and you want to do this beautiful motif. I'm giving you the option that you can make it any way you like it. So this stitch is multiple of 21, but to work 21 stitches plus a background in here is not enough stitches to work in the round. So I decided that I'm gonna cast on enough for two of the motifs. The first one I'm gonna record in Spanish and the second one in English. It will be easier for me. And at the same time, I show you what two of the motifs look like together. So in between each motif, you need to have a background stitches. So I'm gonna do 2 in between each. So since it's 2 motifs, so I'll have 4 more stitches to add. So 21 plus 21 is 42. Plus those 4 is 46 stitches that I'm gonna cast on for this sample. So I need to leave a tail long enough to cast on my 46 stitches. And I'm gonna do a 1x1 rib, a little short 1x1 rib, just to see what it look like for a hat. Like they say in my country, I'm gonna kill a bird with one stone. So I'm gonna try to see if it look good for a hat. So I'm gonna cast on my 46 stitches, and these needles are so tiny, I need to get used to work with them. I'm gonna show you the difference between these ones and the regular. Look at that. But if I cast on the stitches here, I have to cast on enough for a hat, and I don't want to do a hat now. So I will measure here when I have my 46 stitches. I forgot to mention that I have to cast on one more stitch to close the circumference. So instead of 46, we have to cast on 47 stitches. I have my 47 stitches, and I still have to make a knot at the end, but I'm gonna wait until I close the circumference. That way I close the knot and the space in between the stitches is really small that you're hardly gonna see it. So now to close the circumference, you have to make sure that this is not twisted. That way you can work in the round, otherwise you have to undo your work. And you see it's not twisted. You're gonna slip the stitches from the left hand needle to the right hand needle, and that last stitch that you have in this one, you're gonna pull and make it bigger. That's why if you don't have the knot done, it's easier, and you're gonna take it out, and then you're gonna pull a little bit, and then you're gonna slip the stitch back to the left hand needle, and you see the gap is really big. So now what you're gonna do is with the two ends you're gonna pull, and you see that go nice and close to each other, and then you're gonna do your knot. Make sure that it's nice and tight, and you close your circumference and it's not twisted. So I place the marker here. I'm gonna do around 5 to 6 rounds of 1x1 rib, just to see if I can make a hat with this stitch, because it's a gorgeous stitch. Imagine if I can do a hat, it will be amazing. And a neck warmer, of course, the set. So this is a test, so let's keep our finger crossed that it will work for a hat. So I'm gonna do from 5 to 6, just around like that, and then I will meet you here to start row 1. This one doesn't count as part of the motif. These are optionals. I did 5 rounds of 1x1 rib. So I'm gonna knit 1, and I will place a marker. I will work my 21 stitches for the first motif in Spanish, and I will place the marker after my 21 stitches, and then I will have 2 stitches in between. They will be knit, and then I will place another marker to mark my other 21 stitches. I'm gonna place marker not because I need them, it's to show you the each motifs. Okay, I already did that first repetition in Spanish, and I placed my marker to mark my stitches. So I'm gonna, since I have 2 for separation, I'm gonna do 1 knit. So at the beginning, at this marker, that's what I did. I knit 1, and I placed the marker for my 21. So, and here I had to knit 2 for separation in between each motif. I'm going to place the marker, and here is where you start the repetition of the motif, those 21 stitches. So you're going to start with 5 knits. So each time you're going to start a new motif, you start with 5 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're gonna knit 2 together. Now you're gonna knit 3. 1, 2 and 3, yarn over, net 1. So as the next stitch, what I'm gonna do next, the yarn over, you only have to bring the yarn to the front, and when you net the stitch, you create the yarn over and top of this needle. So you net 1, and now yarn over, net 3. Just bring the yarn to the front and net 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're gonna SSK. I already did a video explaining this with more details. I'm gonna leave a link here just in case you don't see that video. You're gonna see an eye, you click on the eye and it'll bring you there. But it's really easy. You're gonna slip and slip 2 stitches netwise, and I'm gonna place my needle through those 2 front and strand, and I'm gonna net those 2 together through the back strands. Now I'm gonna net 5, and that is my 21 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have 1 left. I'm gonna place this little marker. I'm gonna net that one, and I finish my round. I just place in the marker that way you see the 2 stitch in between. You see I have this one at the beginning and this one at the end. So now I'm gonna start round. Since we're working in the round, we don't have to do purl stitches, so always you do net. That's the good thing about working this stitch in the round. You're always working in the right side of the stitch. It's pretty much the same, but you just change some stitches. You remove some from one places and put it in another one. You will see. It's very easy. So I'm gonna leave here. You're gonna see the repetition from row 1 to 6. And I'm gonna leave all the details, except I don't gonna include these extra stitches. I'm only gonna give you what you have to do in those 21 stitches for the motif, because you can add more these background stitches or remove some, so those are extra. So I don't count those. You start from here, okay? For your 21 stitches, now you will net 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're gonna net 2 together. So the next 2, you're gonna net them together. Now you're gonna net 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now yarn over, net 3. Yarn to the front for the yarn over, and the first one was the yarn over from the row before. You see you have that strand, and that strand you net 1, 2, and the third one is again the yarn over from the row before, and 3. Yarn over, net 3. Yarn to the front and net 3, creating the yarn over and top of your needle. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're gonna SSK. So a slip, netwise, and you're gonna knit those 2 together through the back strand, and by passing your left hand needle through those 2 front strands, you have the other one ready to knit. And now you're gonna knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you see in this row you start with 4 net and you finish with 4 net. That is the repetition at the stitch between those stars. It's the repetition that you're going to do over and over, and the many repetitions that you're doing of the motif. Now we're going to work in round 3, and you will see that the only thing that changed in this work in the round is the position of the stitches. This one's at the beginning we start with 5 net, and now we have to do 3, and then 2, and then 1, and so on. And then you decrease the amount of stitches in here, and in the center of the motif you increase them. So you just move those stitches around, everything else stays the same. So now you're going to knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to knit 2 together. Knit 3. Yarn to the front for the yarn over, and you're going to knit 5. The first one is the yarn over from the row before. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5 is the yarn over from the row before, or the round before. Is knit number 5, and again yarn over, yarn to the front for the yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to SSK, so slip knitwise, slip knitwise, and then you're going to knit those 2 together, passing the left hand needle through those 2 front strands, and then you are ready to knit those 2 together through the back strands. Now you're going to knit 3, and that is the repetition that you'll do over and over for round 3, from those 3 knit to the last 3 knit. Now we're going to work in round 4. Now you're going to knit 2. You see, we start with 5 at the beginning, and now we are knitting only 2. You're going to knit 2 together. Now you're going to knit 3. Yarn over, knit 7, yarn to the front for the yarn over, and you see always the first one will be the yarn over from the round before, the first one that you're going to knit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one will be as well the yarn over from the round before, and 7. Now yarn over, knit 3, yarn to the front for the yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, SSK, slip, slip, and knit those 2 together through the back strand. So by passing the left hand needle through the 2 front strands, you're ready to knit those 2 together through the back, and then you're going to knit 2, and like that will be the repetition of round 4, from those knit 2 at the beginning to this knit 2. Now I'm going to work on round 5, so you're going to knit 1, knit 2 together, you're going to knit 3, one, 2, and 3, yarn over, knit 9, yarn to the front for a yarn over, and you see the first one is the yarn over from the round before, knit 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and number 9, the yarn over from the round before, number 9, and then yarn over, net 3, yarn to the front for the yarn over, and then net 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now SSK, slip knitwise, and knit those two together through the back strand. So by just passing the needle through the two front strand, you're ready to do those two through the back strand. And now you're going to knit 1. And that's the repetition that you're going to do over and over for this round number 5. Now we're going to work on round 6, and this is the last of the round, because you're going to repeat those 6 rounds over and over from 1 to 6. So you're going to start with knit 2 together. Now you're going to knit 3. Yarn over, knit 11. Yarn to the front for your yarn over, and you're going to knit 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Yarn over, knit 3. Yarn to the front for the yarn over, and knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're gonna SSK. Slip knitwise and slip like the net, and you're gonna knit those two together through the back strand. So just by passing the needle through the two front strand, you have the other one in the position and knit them together through the back strand, and you're done the row or round. So you'll repeat from the 2 together to this. So I finished round 6. Now I'm going to start all over again from the repetition of round 1 to 6. I will show you how I'm going to do it, not by talking, but just by recording me doing it in the video with music. Because I already leaving here the pattern, so you can write it on a piece of paper and then you can follow along, and that way if you put it on a paper and a notebook, you'll have it for later. I finished those 2 round repetitions, and you don't can appreciate the stitch yet, but I'm gonna continue working, do probably like 3 more repetitions, and then I will cast off my stitches, that way you can see a little bit better, because right now you see it's too small to appreciate. And remember, I'm making this one top down like this one. In the next video I'm gonna make bottom up like this one. And you see the little yarn overs, the little holes that you see the most, and this one is in the outside of the leaf, and this one is in the inside. They are different, but they still look like, you see. So I'll continue working in this one until I have probably 5 repetitions, and then I'll cast off or bind off, and I will show you that way you guys can see. You will continue working depend on the project that you are making, a hat, a neck warmer, a sweater. You'll continue as you're supposed to with the stitch. Gorgeous. The other ones, they did flat. I did 5 repetitions, but for this one I just did 4. I did 1 round of net and then 5 out 1 by 1 rep, and then I bind off the stitches as the 1 by 1 rep go, 1 net, 1 purl, cast off, and so on, and it looked amazing. This for a sweater, for the sleeve of a sweater, it will look gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous like that in the top. So you can put it like that, or like this. It looks amazing. I love the stitch. So I think it depends if you're making a hat, especially an adult size hat that you cast on more stitches, and you do this border wider, it will have less of the curve. Especially if you do a slouchy hat, it will look amazing with this stitch. So in this one I did like this one, top down. For the next one that I'm gonna do bottom up like this one, to show you the difference in this stitch. Depends how you do it. Well, I hope you guys like it, and give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you make this stitch or anything with this beautiful stitch and you want to send me some picture, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Net Crochet Tejido, or my Instagram, Ruby Net Crochet Tejido. Please share my video with friends and family, that way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.